Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. If anybody has a problem with that, let me just tell you, your faces are being seen by other people. That's called marketing. That's a good thing. If they don't know about you, they can't pay you. They can't bring you deals. They can't send you money. Hence the camp. If you want money, yeah, excellent. Then people got to know about you. So marketing, you're welcome. Anybody who's got their camera on, you got an advantage. If you're smart, put your brand behind you, right? Go and put something up there so that other people can find out how to get to you. Phone numbers, email addresses. These are secret tricks that real estate investors use on these calls. So where was I? I was talking about cash flow. I was talking about making money. Hence, if you want to be a landlord, if you want those passive rent checks coming in, awesome. And yet you showed up to a call that's focused on wholesaling, right? Because the first step is getting that money in the bank, getting that first deal. So we're going to talk about how you can get that first deal today. And I'm talking about some free resources. Who's here for the first time? Has never been on one of these calls before with us? Okay, excellent. Jacob, and what's your girlfriend's name or your business partner? We'll call her your business partner tonight.
Alicia.
Go ahead. Felicia?
Alicia.
Excellent. Let's give Jacob and Alicia a round of applause for showing up. Anton, Solomon, Xavier, Tom, Rick, Darina, it is good to see each and every one of you. I'm going to go over some of the free resources tonight. I'm also going to give you some tips on how to be aggressive in this market. There are times upon us that are unprecedented. Deals that I used to buy for $150,000. We're talking houses that were in decent shape for $150,000 are now going for $300,000, and they're in complete shit shape. They're just garbage houses, and we got to put $100,000 just to get them up to market value. But here's the crazy part: the market says it'll sell for $450,000. And it never would have. I remember those houses I'd buy for $150,000 were probably worth $150,000 at the time. And then 3 years later, I'd sell them for $250,000, sell them for $300,000. So the market we're in unprecedented times, which means we must be more competitive than everybody else. Hands down if you recognize that's true. Excellent. So I also teach a process for manifestation where I believe in creation. I don't believe in competing with other people, which means I want you to dial into a niche that nobody else knows about, a niche that nobody else is competing in, the niche that is the most work, but also has a ton of opportunity. So in your market, it may be different. I know in some markets, it's RV parks. In some markets, it's condos. In some markets, it's multifamily. In some markets, it's single family. The markets are all different. And you may have to go a little bit outside of the market that you're used to, that you live in. Major cities are going to be more competitive than the outskirts. Does that make sense? We understand that the more people, the more houses, the more competition. The higher the prices of the houses, the more competition. Does anybody know what the average wholesaling fee is? You can drop it in the chat, or go ahead, Anton. What's the average wholesaling fee?
Oh, I was trying to unmute myself.
Well,
I think it's is it right now 8.5?
5 to 10,000. You got it. Let's give Anton a round of applause. The average wholesaling fee is $5,000 to $10,000. That has not changed this entire time, right? House prices are going up, and yet the wholesaling fee has remained the same. So why go after the more competitive properties when you can go after properties that are going to be lower value, but have more meat on the bone, because they're an opportunity for the people who are competing. See, when I started this business, I was living in a town called Fall River, Massachusetts. It's an hour away from Boston. Now, Boston's the major city. Everybody's competing in Boston, right? This is comparable to Miami, comparable to Las Vegas or New York. And what I did, Manhattan, and what I did is I went to Boston and I would sell deals in Fall River, because the people in Boston saw the prices of Fall River and said, oh my God, it's a great deal. This is something I could get into. Now, obviously, the prices have shot up. So you just go out a little bit further, get away from the main metropolitan city where everybody invests, and pull out to the outskirts. There are investors everywhere who will buy a deal that looks like it will cash flow or flip. So I want you to do a little homework with me. Write down the city you're in right now and write down the closest major city. If you're in the major city, okay, we're going to go 30 minutes to 45 minutes out. And if you're already in a city that is 35 or 45 minutes away from the main city, you may be investing literally in your backyard. So that's the first step. You got to figure out where you're going to invest. Second step is you've got to choose one location to master. See, success does not come from spreading yourself too thin. Has anybody ever worked themselves so hard but nothing got done? Just sweated it out and put all the effort in. And remember that time that it was so much work and no results, and you felt upset, felt frustrated, felt like, man, like, I don't know if I'm doing the right thing. And then how about a time where you put in almost no effort, but something just fell into place, right? Remember those? Anton's got it. A time where you did what I talked about right at the beginning of this, right action. It was right action, which means everything just fell into place. It belonged there and it locked right in. That's how real estate investing is supposed to be. So we're going to go out into a market that nobody else is talking about, right? One of those markets that is a little smaller, a little cheaper, a little less desirable. You want to go after whatever the most inventory is. In Fall River, it was multifamilies. There was 3,000 single families. There were 2,002 families. I'm sorry, 3,002 families and 3,003 families. Everybody wanted single families and two families, but the 3-family market was too many tenants. I don't feel comfortable with that many tenants. Everybody wanted a duplex if they wanted an investment. Everybody wanted a single family if they wanted owner occupied. So I went after 3 families and I picked up a lot of those. In fact, we still have 50 units in Fall River worth about $10 million. It's $10 million worth of real estate. Hands to the camera if you know that. Brings in some cash flow. Brings in about $500,000 a year. And next year, we're on track to do a rent raise of $60,000, which, don't worry, I'm not hurting my tenants. It's just $100 a piece. But it turns out to be $60,000 at the end of the year. The year after, another rent increase of $100 because we're under market. In 2 years, it's $120,000 extra dollars coming in. Hands to the camera if you have the patience to wait 2 years to make a raise like that. Awesome. Now, that portfolio didn't happen overnight. It took 5 years to build. It took 5 years to build it up. We did a lot of flips along the way. Me and my business partner, we've owned about double those units. We've owned probably close to 120 units together, but we've sold down a lot of those in order to pay down debt, in order to get past and buy more property and do more marketing. Are you willing to do a lot of effort for small results in the beginning if over time it adds up to something big like this? Something that brings in $40,000 a month? Awesome. Excellent. And by the way, rental property, when the first year you buy it, typically doesn't cash flow. So we've got to learn how to find deals. We've got to learn how to wholesale. We've got to learn how to do the flips. And I know like some of my buddies like Tom Osbeck have their real estate license. So getting your real estate license can be a great additional way to make income. Tom, how many houses did you sell this year as a real estate agent in, we'll say 2020, 2021 during COVID? So I know a little bit of a difficult year. Let me hit the unmute button for you there, Tom. You got it? For everybody who's listening, Tom is a New York real estate agent. Oh, well. No, we can't hear you. Still can't hear you, my friend. Well, we'll skip it. So, sorry, brother. I'm going to tell my story now. Let's give Tom a round of applause for giving it a try. All right, what was that number? That was 12? Did you catch that? Did anybody catch the hand
12.
signals?
I think it was 12.
All right, let's give Tom a round of applause. Awesome. So in my first year of real estate, I sold 8 houses as an agent. My second year, I sold 22 houses as an agent. That brought in $100,000. I also did 2 flips. Guess how much the 2 flips brought in? $100,000. I also had 3 rental properties. The 3 rental properties brought in close to $50,000. So it was 3 different streams of income. And if any one of them didn't work, no big deal because I had backups. But it took me about 2 years to build that up. 2 years of buying a house a year, bought a piece of real estate a year. And I did about a flip a year until that second year. That second year, I went and did 2 flips and I picked up 2 properties. And the year after, I went and I did 3 and picked up 3. And I did a lot of transactions. I built a real estate team that did transactions for me. That was year 3. So you can understand how year 1, I did everything by myself. The income wasn't big, man. Year one was like $17,000 as an agent, $25,000 as an investor on the landlord side, and I didn't do any flips. What changed my game was I stayed in it an extra year. I stayed in it. I honed my skills. I followed up. I want you to write that down. Follow up is where the money is. All the people you meet this year, all the sellers you called this year, all the mailing you send out, all the texts you send out, man, year one is so much work. It's so much work for very little pay. And that's just why, and anybody who's already quit your job, well, we got a mentorship that can speed things up if you do need the money right away. But I would say for everybody who's starting this, keep your day job, keep a hustle, keep something coming in. I know nobody likes to hear that in the beginning. If somebody told me that, I'd be like, fuck, like I don't want to quit. I want to quit my goddamn job. I want to just do real estate. I want to do this full time. But if I could go back and change things, I would have kept my job for an extra year, because that was what was allowing me to save up and spend money on marketing, to go to the education courses, to buy the real estate. Because having a W-2, man, goes a long way with buying that first rental property and the second one and the third one. Does that make sense? We understand having a job is part of the process. I teach financial freedom. I teach quitting your job, but I never teach doing it in year one, because for some time, and this is something out of the science of getting rich, for some time, you'll have to do the things that you've done because of the sins that you've made. And the only sin that there is not having clarity about what you want to create for yourself. The biggest sin on this planet is not being clear about what you want to create for yourself. Wholesalers that have decided to spread themselves too thin and market all over the place, they're not clear, they don't make money. But when they put all their focus in one target area, put all their marketing behind one target area, do all their follow-up behind one target area, those investors, those wholesalers make a boatload of cash. They're focused. They're clear on what they want to create for themselves. So I want you to write this down. Write down the market you want to own real estate in, rental property. And you got to work yourself backwards. So you want to own rental property in that city, then that's the city you should be wholesaling in. That's the city you should be doing flips in, because you're going to get a bigger, better network. You're going to get more experience. You're going to have more deals under your plate. Hard money lenders will take you more seriously if you've been doing deals in one specific market. If you're all over the place, it scares an investor. Sophisticated money knows that focus is where returns come from. And being spread thin means mistakes happen. You know, if somebody came to me and said, I am a plumber, an electrician, and I also sell flowers on the side, and I do wedding event planning, I'd be like, fuck, I'm not using you for any one of those four, right? Because I don't know if anything's going to turn out okay. You're too spread thin. But if you come to me and you say, man, all I do is find deals, all I do is find real estate deals, I'm going to think this person is going to be in this business for the rest of their life, because deals are where the money is. Deals, all it takes is for you to introduce yourself to a contractor, a good quality contractor. Now you're a flipper. And then all it takes to become a landlord is introduce yourself to a really good quality property manager, and you're a landlord now. So you get a contractor, you can flip, and you get a property manager, you can hold real estate, as long as you know how to find deals. Does that make sense? Awesome. Excellent. For everybody who has been on these calls and seen all this stuff before, do I have your permission to go in and show Alchemist University all the free tips? Is that okay with you guys? Awesome. Excellent. So I'll share my screen real quick. And to get here, you go to walterumbrello.com. You can see the link is right here at the top, right there. And Dorina, can you drop that in the chat for everybody? Awesome. Actually, I'll drop it in the chat. I got to copy and paste it right there. Boom. So you can go here, and then you click on University. You can click on it here. You can click on it there. When you get into the university, it's going to ask you to create your free account. Remember, if something is free, that means you are the product. I am looking for your email and your name so I can send you free stuff in the future, and also hopefully sell you something at some point. Is that okay? I have your permission to offer things. You don't have to buy anything. Just I'm sending you offers. Awesome. So once you get your free account, you go to login. And once you put it in once, if you got Google Chrome, it will save it for you. And then if you click the button, well, hopefully it works. There it goes. Yeah, click the button a couple times. Sweet spot. And this guy will be sitting there waiting for you, greeting you in. Once you're in Alchemist University, you may not have all the stuff I have. So remember, I'm a super user, so I get all the stuff. But this is the basic area here. You've got the 100 Millionaires podcast. You've got Alchemist Insights. These are interviews with top real estate investors across the country. These are people who I just borrowed their time. I called them up and I asked them all the questions that I ever wanted to know about real estate investing. In fact, I got Airbnb in here, how to cash manage to buy real estate with other people's money. I got Drew Martin, who made $1 million doing flips. Hands to camera, if you think $1 million is a lot, that'd be a good income. Yeah, until you get it. And then you're like, shit, I could do more. This is how the game works. You start with that first 100,000, first 50, whatever, get to the 250,000, get to the 500,000. And then as you keep going up, you realize you're capable of more because you're building systems. It's about building systems, staying local and growing. So a lot of really great interviews on the podcast, but here are the free resources that are going to make you the most money. So the Facebook group is right here. Sweet little interview introduction from me. 5 foundational books. These 5 books are the books that will open your mind to making more money. Making more money is not about just doing things. It's about doing right things. You get access to my book. I'm going to give this away for free because if you go through this process, you will be motivated to go and buy more. Also, giving you the audio version, you got to pay for that one. This is how I make my money, right? $15 at a time. Now the audio, Amazon makes you pay things. So it just is what it is. For me to host it, I had to accept that I would make some money. Then you get your net worth tracker. This resource is how you track where your money is. The things that you buy, you want to make more of. The other place where you can get the net worth tracker is right here in tools. Actually, I did a virtual version of it. It's a little easier to use. So you can actually track your liabilities, your debts on the right side and your assets on the left side. So if you had a home that was, well, like I have plenty of homes I only owe 150 on. Actually, so I bought them for 150, but they're worth 350 now. And I only owe 150 on them. 150,000. You can see that the debt shows up here, the asset shows up here, the net worth shows up here. So that net worth is $200,000 because of the difference between the liability of the mortgage and the asset itself. Fancy camera, if that makes sense. Nice and simple. Awesome. This is something to start now. Even if your net worth is $100, the idea is to get it to 200. I did a post on Facebook the other day, which I might be able to share. And if you don't have me on Facebook, you probably should follow me. I put a lot of really good free stuff out there. But this post was all about, did I put on Facebook or did I put it on? No, I put it on LinkedIn. Sorry, guys. LinkedIn. And this post was the math to get to $1 billion. Now, I'm not saying you got to get to the billion. You could stop at 1 million. You could stop at 500,000. You could stop at 100,000, whatever floats your boat. But if you look at this number down here at the bottom, it's $59.60. Who has that in the bank account? Who's got $59.60? All right. So if you follow this math of doubling your money, 25 years from now, you could have $1 billion. If you do this math of 59, starting with basically $60, if you go up 11 years, you could have just about $1 million, as long as you double your money every single year. Now, this number on the right could represent years, or it could represent times. Who believes they could double $60 this year? Who believes they could double $60 and double $120 in the same year? You could double both. So in year one, you can do a lot of skipping of the times. Does that make sense? With one flip, you could jump yourself right up to here, right around here, saving yourself 10 years. Does that make sense? We're talking about time travel right now. We're talking about quantum physics. Like, this is science. Where time travel is real is in the financial world. You could work and try to save up to get to $30,000 or $60,000, or you could do one big swing that brings you there right away and saves you doing all of these steps. Now, as you learn this process, is it possible that you might learn how to do a $120,000 flip? Is it possible that you might learn how to maybe do 2 or 3 that lead to the 120? Yes, which means maybe in 1 year you can jump to that. In year 2, you could jump to the $250,000. In year 3, the $500,000, because you learn more every year that you go. And that's why I put that post out there. It's just one of those things that I think is good for thought, good for setting goals. All right, so getting back in here, we have the vision board template. This is how you set up a vision board for your wholesaling. For me, it was, I put up a map of the area I wanted to own as a landlord. Here's what's interesting. 4 years later, I owned 6 houses on that very block that I had just taken a screenshot of that I wanted to own. So vision boarding is very important as a real estate investor. It's part of, what do they call it? Gardening? It's not gardening. It's, Durian, what is it when you prospect in a certain area? Does anybody know?
Farming.
Farming. Yes. When you farm a real estate area. So go and get a map, like just take a Google screenshot of the area you'd like to own real estate in, and that can be part of your vision board. We got webinars. We got a whole bunch of free trainings like you're in right now. And then disc profile. This is a really valuable test for you to identify what part of the business you should be in. So there's some free resources out there. There's also scripts. Dorina, where'd the scripts go for wholesalers?
So we have wholesaling guide. That's where all the scripts are.
Is that in here, the wholesaling bootcamp? Where is the wholesaling guide?
I can drop the link, but
There it is.
most
Got
likely.
it. Okay, wholesaling guide. Here's where all the tools and resources are. That's what I was looking for.
Excellent.
So in here, you have the introduction to multifamily wholesaling, cold calling scripts. These are scripts that you can use when you're cold calling. You got the ultimate real estate success kit. Once you click in there, it has a whole bunch of information on how to get started on, like everything is included in this kit. Cash buyer hacks. You get the ultimate get the money guide. These are tools that I use to raise $1 million in capital. Hands to camera if you know you'd like to raise at least 50,000 and get your first deals done. All right. So all the stuff in it works at scale. It's the same stuff that I use to raise 50, that I use to raise $1 million. All of these tools are in here. These are personal financial statements, types of financing, property analysis, negative money thoughts, cover letters, promissory notes, rent roll. These are banks, actual banks that I have used to finance. These are the requirements that they give you. I know if this is a lot of stuff, I apologize. I like to give a lot of stuff away for free. Is that okay? A lot of free stuff? Awesome. So get in there, take action on it. If nothing else, the cold calling scripts are probably the first place to start. And then later on, you may want to look into how to find the deals, the money, the funds. So the resources that are out there are there for one reason. I am not just an amazing, sweet guy who wants to see everybody get rich. I'm not just a guy who's on a mission to build 100 millionaires who are inspired to build 100 millionaires. I am also a real estate investor. So I buy real estate. So anybody who wants to wholesale and needs a list, reach out to Dorina. We are currently looking for wholesalers who will wholesale for us in our market so that I don't have to make phone calls or send out mailers or do the text campaigns or have conversations with sellers. Does that make sense? In my old age, I'm getting lazy. You know, once I shaved my head, I was like, I'm just going faster. I'm just going to pay wholesalers. I'm just going to pay real estate agents. It's a lot easier for me. I also have a secret little resource on here that allows me to help you sell properties. See where it says mission? When you go to mission, go down to send a deal. And in this section, I know it's a little beat up. I got to talk to Frank about getting a prettier picture of myself up there. But you go and you click on deal information. Send me a deal. Make sure you put your contact information there so I can pay you. And if I don't buy, I'll send it out to my buyers list. My buyers list is over 10,000 investors. So you send it to me and I send it to them. If I don't buy it personally, I send it to them and then I connect them to you. All I ask is that you get the deal done. Get the deal done. And we do ask for 20% if you think it's the right thing to do. If you want to pay us. If not, hey, the way I see this is you can build with people or you can try to do it by yourself. But if you build with people who know what they're doing, you're going to go a lot faster. Hence scam if that's true. It's about speed, man. Ladies and gentlemen, it is about getting there faster. $1 million, I guarantee you'll make it if you work for 20 years. The average income in the United States, 50,000 a year. You work 20 years, you make $1 million. Guaranteed. That's not the question. I want to help you get there faster. I want to see you make $1 million in 5 years, in 4 years, in 3 years. I know some of you are capable of making $1 million in 1 year, because when I started, I didn't think I was, but I've done it multiple times. And it's because I learned and I went to coach. Man, I've spent over $130,000 on coaches. I'm not saying anybody has to do that. I'm just saying that's what I've done. I've read over 350 books on real estate, on marketing, on sales, on investing, on business. I'm not saying anybody has to do that. I'm just saying that's what I've done. Does that make sense? I turn myself into an asset so I can give back. And all I'm asking is help me pay you. Help me get you some money. Let's go do some deals together. So I want to open it up to questions. I know that the biggest question that any investor probably has is, where do I start? And that's probably going to be very specific to you. So I want to open it up. We'll answer questions very specific. Normally at 6 o'clock, we do cold calling. Tonight, we will not be doing that. Our cold callers are both out sick, so we won't be doing the cold calling live. Go ahead, Dorina.
Well, we do have a volunteer, Salomon. I know he was very active previously with Kevin. So if Salomon wants to take over and dial in for at least 30 minutes to an hour, that would be fantastic. So, and I see Kevin on the call too. Just join, see how long he can stay actually.
Awesome. Excellent. So we may have a little extra information for you afterwards. Around 6 o'clock, we start cold calling, and those cold calls are real. It's live. These are real people calling to make money, calling to find out if the seller is willing to sell. Hands to the camera if you think that's a valuable resource to listen to what's actually happening on the phones. Oh yeah, it's motivational. You sit on the edge of your seat. Sometimes it's scary. You don't know if the seller's going to say yes, if they're going to bite their head off. And then sometimes you hear a seller say, yeah, I would love to show you my house. I would love to, get a price. What do you think it's worth? And they book an appointment right there live on the call. Doesn't happen every single night, but when it does happen, man, I get chills. It's exciting. So until then, I want to open it up to questions. You can either drop them in the chat, or you can just unmute your mic, and whoever unmutes their mic first goes. And I will say this, the person who unmutes their mic last may not get to ask their question. And the people who don't ask questions don't make money. So action creates questions. Go. Xavier, nice job, brother.
Yeah, so basically, yeah, that's for me is like, where do I start and how I'm trying to make sense of how to put this all together. I live in I'm in Connecticut, Bloomfield, which is right outside the city of Hartford. So I guess that's a good spot.
So Linfield, what's the typical inventory out there? And by the way, all the questions I'm going to ask Xavier are the same questions I want you asking yourself. Answer your own questions as we're going through. So Xavier, what is the type of real estate in the market you're in right now, Linfield, Connecticut?
So there's not too many multifamilies. There's like some scattered here and there. Yeah, it's mostly single family. There in Hartford, there's a lot of multifamilies, but Hartford's like I said, that's the big city. That's a rough area, so it's different.
So I happen to know Connecticut thanks to being in New England. I've done a lot of speaking out there. Hartford is very similar to Fall River, very similar to Worcester. It's very similar to Springfield. Springfield is probably a little more beat up, but it's similar to those other major cities that are depressed. They're considered depressed cities. They're gateway cities.
Yeah,
those are the best cities to invest in. Whenever you think high crime or rough neighborhood, that's where the money is, because all the other investors are scared to go there. They're scared to invest there. I built my entire empire in the second largest heroin capital of the city of the state. The city second highest rape, second highest murders, and yet
wow.
I never felt afraid walking the streets except for one time. Okay, there was this one time where I was in a guy's house and he spoke Portuguese and I don't speak Portuguese, and I like crossed the line with like being in his house for too long or whatever I said, or I did something disrespectful, and I couldn't understand what he was saying, and his temperature was going up. Ever been in one of you can envision this, right? one time, but I've been on hundreds of appointments, and I've been perfectly fine. And even in that situation, I just said, I'm walking away now. And I walked out of the house and I was perfectly fine. So as long as you're professional and you know your boundaries, you can invest in these rougher cities. Just, you got to learn them, right? Hartford, how far is Hartford from Linfield?
From Bloomfield, it's like 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah, man. And I assume you go into Hartford all the time to go to the clubs or restaurants.
Well, I don't go to clubs, but I mean, it's not often that I go there, especially lately, due to the pandemic. I was
COVID,
doing
right.
from work, but
So I once went to Hartford for a concert. So I know like Hartford's got some stuff that draws people in.
yeah.
And it's got an airport, right?
Well, the airport's actually in Windsor Locks.
Okay.
So that's that's a little more out of the way. It's actually past like an industrial area. There's like a lot of warehouses and stuff.
So then the real estate on that side of Hartford is going to be a little better than the real estate on the other side, right? The closer to the airport, the better it gets.
Yeah, definitely.
So somewhere on that line, and this is true in every city, somewhere on that line of good and bad area, there's money to be made. Now, I don't like investing in the rough areas as a new investor, right? As a more experienced, more sophisticated investor with a good property management team, I don't mind it. I'm like, shit, I'll buy anything. But in the beginning, that would not have been a good move. So I was buying on the line. I couldn't afford the good areas. They didn't cash flow. It didn't make sense. But I also didn't have the abilities to manage the rough areas. But right on the line, you can almost take over a rough property. And because you renovate it and make it look nice, it becomes a good area. Because it was like the last one right on the line. It was just that one that needed to be switched over. And now the trickle effect starts happening down the road and you expand those good areas. And that's what we do as real estate investors. We expand good areas. We keep the thing rolling. The other investors who have tons of money will go into the deeper, really good areas and they'll explode those and make them even better. And the trickle effect happens across. Then there's the other investors. And I've got plenty of friends like this. These guys are badass. They go into the deep inner cities and they cash flow like crazy. They do sober housing. They do rooming houses. Man, they chop up units in the craziest way and they make so much money. But it's high intensity management. It's just something that I'm not cut out for it. My property manager refuses to take on properties like that, although I've bought them and then flipped them to other investors. We got one right now. Is it okay if I tell a story, Xavier, while we're doing this?
Sure.
I bought a rooming house. My property manager said, "Fuck you. I'm not managing it." So, I looked at her and I was like, "Well, okay." And I tried to find another property manager to take over. But what I ended up doing is putting it on the market and selling it for $180,000 more than I bought it for to somebody who already operates sober housing. He can pay more, right? He could pay more because he's cash flowing crazy. He makes probably 15, 20,000 a month just on that one building. So it makes sense to go and shift it over sometimes. So on the line, Xavier, identify that area. And you want to be looking at somewhere between 500 to 1,000 houses. 500 to 1,000 houses. That's a list that you could probably contact within 2 weeks to 4 weeks if you're cold calling with a dialer. Do you have a dialer, Xavier? You have something like Mojo or?
I do not. I need to. What is any that you recommend, or is it just kind of
Mojo? Mojo Sells is the best one. Mojo Dialer, Mojo Sells. I've experimented with a few others, and this one is the one that consistently just outdoes it. And it plugs into other apps as you get down the road, as you start bringing on more things. But Mojo Sells is the one to start with. And you put your list into it, and your list, you can get your phone numbers from Fiverr. You just do a skip trace. Doreen, I believe we have the person who does the skip tracing is in the wholesaling guide, right?
I'm not sure if he's listed there, but I'm happy to share his email address. He usually gives us a good discount because we say we're from Wholesaling Bootcamp. He knows us, and he's pretty quick. Within 24 hours, he'll give you the numbers in a nice spreadsheet.
Excellent. Awesome. So once you've gotten the numbers, so build a list. Xavier, do you know how to build a list?
No.
Okay, cool. All right. So yeah, we're getting all the answers in here. All right. So The easiest way is go to a real estate agent and ask them to build a list for you of the specific types of properties. But those lists tend to be kind of dirty. They're not really qualified lists. I'd rather go to a place like listsource.com, and go for 55-year-old owners, go for people who've lived in the house more than 7 years, and go for high equity. So those three things are valuable in a city like Hartford. And I am suggesting a city like Hartford because it's got the multifamilies. I would strongly suggest going for owner occupied. You can also do absentee owners, but the owner occupied of a multifamily, and this is only, by the way, guys and gals, this is only for multifamily investors. For multifamily, typically the owner occupied wants to not be an owner occupied anymore, right? After 7 years, 10 years of being a landlord, living with their tenants, they're like, I'm just done. I don't want to live here with the tenants anymore. So that's a great opportunity. If it was single family, absentee landlord is a better list, right? Because somebody who has a single family that they're renting out to other people typically isn't making money. It just barely breaks even, doesn't really cash flow. So the single families, absentee landlords, phenomenal. For multifamilies, owner occupied is the way to go.
Okay.
So build that list in some place like ListSource, and then go and skip trace it. Dorina will give you the contact person to skip trace it. I think it's maybe 5 cents a contact. And you want somewhere between 500 to 1,000 houses. If your area, if the zip code that you're looking at doesn't have that, you can expand, just go to the entire city and bang through that list. Now, Mojo Dialer will allow you to call 100 people an hour minimum. I've gone through and in 2 hours called 300 people. So you can get up to about 150 people depending on the list. If they're picking up and answering, it's going to take a little longer, but that's good. If they're answering, that's a really good thing. Mojo also allows you to leave voicemails. Always leave a voicemail, always, because they will call back eventually. In fact, we have gone and done something called RVM, which is ringless voicemail drops. Has anybody heard of RVM before, ringless voicemail? Okay. So we've gone and done that, and that alone makes money. All we're doing is just dropping a voicemail out to 500 people, 1,000 people. And then whoever calls me back, I know they're serious. They're either mad that I called them or they're excited that I called them. But either way, they're high emotion. They're ready to do something. They're either ready to yell at me or thank me. And the ringless voicemails make sense. But if you're going to be cold calling, you might as well leave a voicemail because people call back. So it just make sure that you have that set up. And you can set it up so it does it automatically. As soon as you hear the beep, push the button, boom, it drops the voicemail. You're on to the next call. You're dialing 3 people at a time. This is a strategy that only works with action. Remember what I said earlier, action. You got to take action, but you got to take right action. You could think about calling people. You could build the list. It could take 3 weeks, a month, 2 years to build a list, but that's not right action. The only right action is calling, is picking up the dialer and making those calls. So if you don't have a list, build a list is right action. If you don't have the numbers, skip tracing is the right action. If you don't have Mojo Dialer, buying Mojo Dialer is the right action. And if you don't have any deals coming through, but you have those other 3 assets, time on the dialer is the right action. And if there are no deals coming through, I'm going to say it again, time on the dialer is the right action. And I'll say it the third time because the third time is for memory. Practice is for retention. If you don't have deals coming through, time on the dialer is the right action. Make the calls, reach out to somebody. And step 3, if you're reaching out to people and you're not getting deals, ask for appointments. Ask them to schedule an appointment with you. Don't just say, hey, I'm buying the house over the phone, right? It does work sometimes. I've got my buddy Drew, who I talked about earlier, who does just, he lives in Florida and he buys in North Carolina. So he does virtual wholesaling. He just picks up the phone and he has them do a virtual tour through the house and he puts an offer in right over the phone. That is a skill set that came with experience. In the beginning, if you don't have all of the knowledge and experience of a sophisticated investor, I suggest book appointments, get into the house, build deeper relationships. If you're not a great salesperson, man, you need to build deep relationships. Just get in the house, get them to like you, which means, and this is a sales tip, which is not what we're talking about tonight, but I will give you the sales tip. The secret to getting somebody to like you is for you to like them first. I don't care if they smell bad. I don't care if they're dressed like shit. I don't care if the house is all beat up and nasty. I don't care if they talk, smoke like a sailor or swear like a sailor. You get in there, you find something you like about them, right? And I've been in houses where I hated the person. I thought they were just an evil, mean person, like just so aggressive and like abrasive. And I was like, you know what? I like that about you. You're very decisive. You know how you feel. You know who you are, and that's a good piece of confidence. And from that point, I built the relationship. I had to, though, inside of me, like him first. Does that make sense? So secret to sales, getting them to like you, is you got to like them, whatever it takes. And I'm not saying lie to yourself. I'm not saying lie to them. I'm saying actually find an appreciation for the person in front of you. It goes a long way. Does that make sense? So Xavier, that's finding the deal. That's getting the deal. That's the first step. Once you have a seller who says yes, you need a contract and you need to get them to sign a contract. I prefer lease options. I'm sorry. Yeah. Options to purchase, option to purchase.
Oh.
It's better than a PNS because it gives you, it's an option. You can back out of it pretty easily.
Do you mind repeating that? Because my camera just for everything froze.
Absolutely. Option to purchase.
Option.
And I believe we have those right on Alchemist University. If you go into the wholesaling guide, we either have a PNS or we have an option to purchase.
Okay.
And you can print that up. And I would double check. You're in Connecticut. It was actually written by an attorney who's licensed in all 3 states, Rhode Island, Mass, and Connecticut. So it should be fine. But run it by Mike Shine, who's in our community. You can actually ask Serena for his contact. He'll be glad to work with you. He wrote the contract. So if there's any revisions that need to be made for your area, just call him up and say, hey, I got your contract. Is it good in Connecticut? He'll double check for you. So once you have that contract, just fill it out. $10, $100, you need to put money down. You need to put some sort of money down as a deposit on the property, but don't worry, you're going to make a lot of money. That's the whole point. And you get this thing under contract. Get it under contract for what you think you could sell it for. You could sell it for a little bit more. Remember, you want to make $5,000 to $10,000. I always aim at 20. Always aim at more than you expect because there's a chance you could make it. And sometimes you present it to an investor and your number was a little off, you're going to make less. I've had wholesalers go and make like $2,500 because they were too slim on the margin in the first place. So aim at 20. So if you know the investor wants to buy it at 220, you get it under agreement for 200, right? And then market it. Put it into the list I just sent you. Go to gualterandroller.com, go to send me a deal, send Walter a deal, fill out the form. And that's one form of marketing. The second form of marketing is on this call, there are buyers. So just pitch the opportunity, put it in the chat, drop the Dropbox link. And I always suggest put all of your properties into Dropbox. You want to be able to just send a link or do a YouTube video version of the property, go do a little tour of it. That goes a long way with investors so that they can see the property and you can put them all in the same link, right? Dropbox with pictures and information, a cover letter. One more tip, bigger pockets. Hand scan if you got bigger pockets. You remember? All right, cool. So Xavier, when you're pitching, this is how you either raise capital or how you sell the deal. It's kind of, both processes are the same. You want to put this property in the BP calc for flip and then send it out to investors. And you also want to put it into the BP calc for buy and hold rentals. Because especially if you're going after multifamily, a lot of the investors are going to just be there for cash flow. And if they could see the cash flow statement, by the way, don't put it at what you have it under agreement at, put it at what you want to sell it at. When all your marketing material goes at what you want to sell it at. I've seen wholesalers make that mistake. And then they're negotiating with the seller again or with the buyer and the deal falls apart. That makes sense? Go ahead, Darina.
Makes sense.
Awesome. So Xavier, have I gotten you far enough in the process?
So far, yeah. So it's starting to come together a bit. It's main thing is making the right action. And then getting the deal. So then I would fill out. So you said the option to purchase, and I want to aim for what, $20,000 profit.
Yeah,
$20,000 profit. Okay.
Yeah. Absolutely. Why not 20? Why not? Go ahead, Darina.
Yeah, so we do have a comment and a question in the chat. Ian is asking, what about learning what the seller problem is or issue and solving that issue for the seller?
Awesome. So that's part of rapport building, right? That's part of identifying, is this person motivated? So when you get into a home sale, so now we're talking negotiations. So yeah, but I'll answer the question. Absolutely. Once you're in a home of another person, first step, you got to like them. The second one is you're asking, why are they considering selling? Why are they considering selling? What is the reason, the motivation? And you're looking for a bleeding neck when you're asking this question. You may have to ask why 3 times. The first why they give you is usually fluff. It's not the real emotional stuff. The second why they give you is getting closer. But the third why, when you ask for the third time, that's when the emotion comes out. That's when the real stuff comes out. It may be that a spouse just left them. It may be that their grandfather passed away and now they got left the house. It could be that they want to move to Florida for a job opportunity and they need to just get rid of this thing. But you're looking for one of those really high pressure reasons to sell. And then you want to solve their problem. Now, here's where most wholesalers make a mistake. They get that far, but they don't think about the next problem, which is, where is the seller going to go? What are they going to do once they sell? And this is what jams up most deals, is the seller will be like, yes, I'm getting money. That was my main problem. The only thing I was thinking about when I sat with the person. But then 3 weeks go by, 4 weeks go by, and you get a call from the seller and the seller says, I can't sell it. I got nowhere to go. Right? I just, all the houses I was looking at are too expensive, or I just don't know what I'm going to do once I get out of this property. Like, I don't know if I can find an apartment. So you have to, in the process, identify where they're going to move and help them through that. Be willing to connect them with a real estate agent, be willing to help them find another property, something that would work for them. Be willing to go and shop for rentals, or sometimes people are moving into nursing homes. So just, you got to get a little bit of awareness around what their problem is. So Ian, that's a phenomenal question. And just make sure you're getting both problems, not just the main one that's right up front, because that'll get you to sign the contract. But the second one's going to get you to close the deal. They got to know where they're going. And many times they do already know, and those are the easy deals that close. So that's called fool's mate. The ones that take work are the ones that normal wholesalers will let fall apart. Normal investors will let fall apart. If you can go and identify where they're going and help them get there, they're going to be all set. So I hope that answered that question. Says, this is exactly right. And helping them is where the profit is earned. That's right. That's right. I did a talk here in Tampa maybe 3 weeks ago. And the whole point was, I love a desperate seller because it's a lot of problems I can solve. Somebody who's in a really bad situation, man, I am good at solving problems. I'm an entrepreneur. Shit, I've been solving problems for a living for a long time. Bring on your problems. I will bring on some money. I don't mind collecting for a job well done. Sometimes we get into these deals. I get paid for sending a referral fee to a contractor. I get paid for sending a referral fee to a real estate agent. I get paid for sending a referral fee to a lender. And I get paid for selling the house. 4 streams of income, because I offered 4 different types of solutions. The realtor went and helped them buy the next property. Cool. Sent me a commission. The lender, that what they used ended up being a hard money lender, sent me a little referral fee. The contractor who went and did the renovations to sell their first property sent me a little referral fee because we got relationships. Does that make sense? And sometimes, if I'm lucky, they bought with one of my investors that I trained and taught. So they paid me on the mentorship whenever they came through the program originally, because I teach people how to buy. I show people how to take action. By the way, if you've gone a year without buying something, sign up for the mentorship. I got you, right? Like, there's a problem, right? That's called analysis paralysis. Something is stopping you from buying real estate. That's what the mentorship's for. I will get you to close. I tell it to real estate agents, look, if you got a buyer who's not buying, it's not that they're not a buyer. It's not that they're lying. It's just that they have analysis paralysis. They need me. They need somebody to show them how to analyze the deal, how to evaluate the deal, and how to close, and how to get through all the emotional stuff. Man, that first deal is scary. That second deal is scary. That third deal is scary. I'm on deal, I don't know what it is, 40 or 50. They're still scary. Every time I put my money down, every time I put my word on the line, I'm like, shit. Will this work? Is this the one time the market turns while I buy a piece of real estate? Because it will. And I've been burned twice on two deals. Two deals out of all those deals I've done. I still made money on each one, but I learned a lot of lessons. I call them lessons, right? Or we call them seminars, as my friend, what's his name? I forgot his name. Rod Cleef. My friend Rod Cleef. He says anytime I've lost money, any lesson is actually it becomes a seminar, becomes something I can teach. So Xavier, was this valuable, my friend?
Yes, sir.
Excellent.
Yep.
And Ian, that is the definition of an entrepreneur. Have you ever worked with non-US residents? Yes, we actually have a student out in Ghana when we have a student in Uganda. And they actually both came to us because they were working for us. So one of my students, the person in Uganda, was doing all of my transcriptions on my videos. And after a little while, he's like, man, like I've been watching your stuff, doing the transcriptions, and I've bought real estate now. He bought land in Uganda and he's buying more and more land to develop. And then another student she was doing transcriptions of one of my books. So she's working on a book for me. And she contacted me, said, I want to get into the mentorship, but she lives in Ghana. The dollar is powerful out there. And so I cut the mentorship price in half for her. I brought her through the process and she scaled her team to over 8 people. And now she's living off of their work because I identified that she actually needed to build a business. She had more skill set in a business than in real estate, and it made more sense to go that direction. Does that make sense? It doesn't matter how you get cash flow. Cash flow is what you're looking for. Right? Maybe your business, which wholesaling can be a massive cash flow business. Real estate agency can be a passive cash flow business. Flipping, by the way, I live in Tampa. My flips are in Massachusetts. Trust me, I'm not working. Right? I built a team. I pay my team well, and they do all the work. So it can become a passive business. Any one of these that seems like a lot of work up front can become a passive stream of income. Now, I'm not saying it happens in year 1, but it does happen. Is that true? It can happen for you. Year 2, year 3, you keep building, you keep growing, you keep coming to trainings like this. Sign up for education. If you have less than $1,000, go into the mentorship. Right? If that's all you got saved, learn how to get that next $10,000. If you only have $10,000, go and learn how to get that next $50,000. Educate yourself. Educate yourself and take action and ask questions. If you're not asking questions because you're not doing anything, right? Where like when you don't know what to ask, that means you haven't done something. Something needs to happen. You need to go and fail. You need to fall on your face. You need to have an accident. You have to have a mistake happen. You need to lose a deal here and there. But then you'll come and ask a really good question. Does that make sense? Like the questions asked today came from, I've done up to this point, and I don't know beyond that. And I want to know how to get to the next level. So, Dorina, do we have any more questions?
I have one.
Excellent. And I will pronounce your name after you tell me how to pronounce it.
You can call me Alex. It's fine.
Thank you, Alex.
You're welcome. There is a long version of it, but it's easier and simpler to call me Alex. I have an experience of doing cold calling and getting back to prospects, but it's not a very lengthy one. It's probably 2.5 months or 3 months of experience. Do you look for anybody like that? Who can you hire to find deals? I mean, I know how to get the lists and skip trace and scrub it, so to speak, but I'm not like fully comfortable to do all the right cold calling. I didn't have enough training for it, let's say. I just did it.
So you're in the right place. Right. Alex, you're in the right. Is Alexandra?
Alexandra, but it's
Alexandra. All right. What is your nationality?
Ukrainian American.
Ukrainian American. Dorina's from Russia. So neighbors.
Dorina is from Russia. Oh, okay. That's nice. Neighbors.
Yeah, I know Rus Dva. That's 1, 2 for everybody who is on the call. And Spasiba, which I think is thank you or something like that.
It is thank you. Yes, it is thank you. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's good to know at least a couple words in different languages. That's what I use too, in Spanish and stuff.
Habla español. That's right. If I get a Spanish-speaking person on the phone, I just book an appointment. I know that we'll figure it out via hand signals.
Yeah, the hand signals and hola amiga.
That's right. So Alexandra, what I would say is Yes. Typically what we'll do is we'll partner with somebody. So if somebody comes in and they have a deal, or they made the calls, they booked an appointment and they can't figure out how to close the person, usually we have a real estate agent in that area that we can send out and close the deal for you, and just make sure that you're a part of that deal, right? It's called daisy chaining, where you're connecting now two people together to a deal. And if you're the investor looking to buy, then we can help you get the money to go and close the deal. And if you don't have the money to close, then a quick conversation in one of these calls will help you, figure out what to say to the seller and get that point across and get the paper signed and get the contract moving. This is the right place. If you don't have experience with cold calling, or you want more experience, you want more education, what we're about to start at 6 o'clock is cold calling. Just live, taking action, doing the calls and seeing what happens. Does that answer the question?
I have listened to some of those before. I'm not the first time on your Zoom. That's probably like fifth or even more than that. But I emailed you a couple times. I don't know if it wasn't, if you remember, you have many people to talk to, but I talked to Liz and she was willing to make me kind of like VA, to be paid VA by you guys, by whoever is responsible for it, you or your team. And then it seems like now it's kind of stuck. I'm not sure if she still wants me to or not, because I was not in the country for a while and then I come back now. So
I would reach out to Liz. Just reach out to her and see where she's at. So every one of the wholesalers on here is their own business entity. They all operate differently. For me, I have always operated off of the wholesaler does their activity, and if they bring me a deal and I close, cool. I pay more than most. But for me, just paying hourly is something I got away from a long time ago. The only people I pay hourly now are in the Philippines or in Uganda, and that's because they're $5 an hour, and I don't have them do cold calling. I have them do like transcribing. I have them do web development pieces, things that an American would charge me a lot for, but they're actually better at. Does that make sense?
So what would you recommend me to do then?
I would say that what is your goal? What are you looking to create for yourself right now?
To find deals and do wholesaling for now.
And you have a list right now? Do you have a market that you want to work in?
Yes, I have like around 400 or 500 people list. So they are different. They have different qualifications with them. Some of them absentees, some of them more like for sub 2 kind of deals. So it's different kinds of deals. I have to go back to it because I was a little bit on pause for a few months. But
are they all in the same city?
Yes, where I live in Virginia.
Excellent. Very good. And Virginia is a great market to be investing in. What part of Virginia?
It's in Northern Virginia, like Fairfax County, Prince William County, if you ever been here around in these places.
I've driven through, but I used to work virtually in Virginia when I was in Boston. So I'm familiar. I had a bunch of sales reps in the Virginia, Washington, D.C. area. So what I would suggest is hit that list. Do you have the skip trace? Have you gotten the phone numbers for those people?
Yes, I have them. They're not very accurate, though. I wouldn't really call them the really good ones. So I have to probably skip trace them somewhere else. They were not, people were, I'm not this person, like 7 times out of 10, unfortunately. So the last list.
That sounds about accurate. That sounds like the first time you scrub a list. I would go back and get new numbers for those addresses and see if a different source can get you the right numbers. Sometimes going and having different sources create and skip trace will be better for you. You might want to try the person that Darina uses and see if that works.
Which one is that again?
Darina, can you drop his email in the chat?
Give me a sec.
Awesome. So, Alexandra, I would say that your next step is call that list. Call that list aggressively, get back into it. And as soon as you find a deal, get it posted on the website, get it posted in this community on the Facebook group, start sharing and marketing. And are you looking to flip, or are you looking to just wholesale it first, just to get some money up front?
Just to wholesale. Not the flipping is not for me.
Okay.
Yeah, not right now anyway.
There you go. Not right now. Let's give her a round of applause. Not right now. I used to say flipping wasn't for me too. I I was a landlord before I was a flipper. I did not like the idea of flipping real estate, but I eventually warmed up to it because it made sense. In fact, I just ended up in a situation where I'd be a fool to keep the house. I bought it to hold it, and then I looked at the equity, and there was just so much there. So I ended up selling the house because I had a partner who wanted to sell, and it actually worked out for me. That's what warmed me up to flipping. So, never say never, but I agree with not right now. It doesn't work for now. That's okay.
You have to know what your goals, like you mentioned up front. We have to know our goals. What do we set our minds onto? So it's important.
Absolutely. Did that help at all?
How can I get more education how to do it right? What if I wasn't doing it right for those few months? Maybe that's the reason why I never got any deals yet. I just started the business. Initially was my partner was a friend, and then she left, and I was trying to do it on my own. It was really not that easy to do on your own. Actually, I would say it's very, very challenging because you don't have anybody to air it out and go back and forth with it to see which one works, which one doesn't work. What's something I've been doing wrong, maybe should be fixed or done differently. So
I would say leverage this community, leverage this call. We're going to be doing a lot more Q&A on these calls going forward. So, and I'll be answering, I'll be here helping and supporting. The last couple of weeks I had COVID and I was traveling prior to that, but I'll be more available for the community to make sure that you guys are moving forward and ask questions. Message me on Facebook. I know like my email address gets just filled with stuff. It's an old email and it gets packed. But if you send me messages on Facebook, I will answer. I'll probably also tell you to join the mentorship. That is just part of who I am. I say, hey, come in, pay me something. But if you send me messages, I will always answer. And I'll probably create a video off of it too. It creates my content that I can help other people. So
that's very nice. So could you write your full name so I can find you on Facebook? Is that personal? It's a business page, maybe.
It should be right here on the screen.
On the screen.
Do you see it?
I'm on the phone, so I'm not sure if I can see it.
Hold on. Hang tight. I got it right here. How about now?
Oh, okay. It's up on the left corner, upper left corner. Okay.
There it is. Yep. So find me on Facebook for sure. Go ahead, Darina.
Also, the other thing I would suggest is to, we're almost 40 people here on the call. We were 30 plus on Facebook. We've seen people actually partnering up, finding accountability partner within a group. So you can help each other out. You can also share Mojo Dialer, so you don't have to pay $100 a month on your own. You can see who you like and trust here, start conversations, and you can listen to each other and see what works. And also, in the past, we've done objection handlers. So, for example, as you start calling again, and you would come across like a challenge, and you can bring it up. Say, hey, I had a seller respond to my question this way, and I didn't know how to handle it. So bring it up. We will walk through it and see how, or what's the best way to handle it. Because we've done it in the past. It's almost like a role playing, a cold calling, and you will see those real situations, good and bad, happening when we go into live cold calling. It's kind of fun. And I've seen Kevin discuss that afterwards. Like, okay, this is what happened. Like, what do you guys think we should do next time? So that's kind of my discussion.
That's nice. Thank you for tips.
And Walter, we have one more question from Waz
Yep.
about no doc lenders. He sent it to me privately. Any ideas or suggestions of no docs lenders?
Yeah, I use them all the time. Absolutely.
There you
Use
go.
them. Yes. I love no doc lenders. It depends on the deal. Every deal is different. And I know like nobody likes this answer, but every deal is different. And we finance every deal differently. Man, there are so many different ways to finance a property. I guess the easiest thing to say is you get something under agreement, just ask us. Just ask me or one of the other coaches or one of the other investors who's in this call who's done deals, and we'll get you the answer. But no doc lenders, absolutely. It depends on the deal. It really does. I mean, shit, if the deal doesn't cash flow, no, stay away from it, right? If the deal doesn't have profit on the other end, no, do not. But if there's a good enough profit to cover the carrying costs, then absolutely. The no doc lenders are pretty legitimate, but I would just run them by us. Just make sure that you're not getting into something that is a scam. I haven't seen too many out there, but I know they exist. We've been blessed to have really good relationships with our lenders, and we share our lenders with everybody. And sometimes we get referrals for that. So work with people that are moral, ethical, and have done business. Get referrals from get referrals from lenders, just to make sure that they have done solid loans in the past with other people. But the type of lender is less important than the deal. The deal is really the most important piece, and how you finance it will depend on the deal itself. So great question, Waz. Let's give him a round of applause. I like that. Awesome. Do we have a caller tonight? Do we have somebody who wants to jump on the phones?
So yes, I have a question for Solomon. He was very active previously, and I believe he did say he volunteered to call. And Solomon, I accidentally turned off your camera.
Yes.
If you want to turn back on.
Yeah, I'm trying, but it won't let me.
Let me see. Let me see if I
just to
can.
start the video.
I can.
Oh, there you go. Yes, thank you.
There you go. Awesome.
I have a question real quick.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so you talked about ask why 3 times. And sometimes when I'm calling and I ask why they're selling the first time and they give me a reason, do we dig deep into the reason while we still asking the why, or do we just move out of the subject and come back into like actually? But if we do that, if we move out of the subject and come back to why they're selling, how do we ask them again why they're selling without saying why you selling?
Very good. Yes. I'm glad you asked that question because I didn't clarify that very well. The first time you say, why are you selling? The second time you say, why is that important to you?
Okay.
Right. Why is that important to you? And the third time is where it'll be a little weird to ask, but you'll have to ask again. And why is that important? And some people are and the third time is uncomfortable. It can be a little uncomfortable, but that's where the real answer is, right? Like the first time when I talk to a student who wants to make $1 million, I'll be like, why are you talking to me in the mentorship? And they'll say, oh, I want to make $1 million. And I'll ask, but why do you want to make $1 million? Well, because, I want financial freedom. Why do you want financial freedom? Well, because when I grew up, I was told, no, I couldn't have that. And I don't want that to be my kids' experience. I want to be able to, send my kids to whatever college they want to go to, or I want to be able to travel more, or I want to, have the freedom to do whatever I want with whoever I want, whenever I want. And it's that third why that gets me the real answer. Does that make sense?
Yep. That makes sense.
It's the same with a home seller. The first reason, well, I just want to make the money. It's almost never the money. Because if it was about making the money, they'd be talking to a real estate agent right now. They're talking to an investor, they're talking to a wholesaler. So, well, why is the money important to you? What will you do with it? Or why do you want to get rid of the house? Where are you going? What is the reason to sell it? And just spend that little bit of time, Solomon, and you'll build a deeper relationship with them, and you'll get more yeses.
Gotcha.
Great question. Great question. Will you be dialing tonight for us, my friend?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Excellent. So then we're going to pass it off to Solomon. Solomon, what system are you using to cold call? Are you using your phone or are you jumping on a caller?
I'm using batch dialer.
Nice.
So how did I just start calling? Can you guys hear me, or can you guys see my screen? Or how's that gonna work?
Let me make you a co-host so you can share your screen. And go ahead. You should be able to share now.
Salman, how long can you stay on this call for?
As long as you guys want.
We usually go up till 8 o'clock. That's why I just want to give everybody heads up and expectations.
Okay.
Excellent. And at 8 o'clock, I will have to shut it down because I run my mentorship at 8. All my students will be jumping into the room and I need to use the same room. So Solomon, if it gets shut down at like 7:55, you'll know I was sending you some solid vibes saying thank you for making the calls tonight. And I'm jumping into the mentorship to take on my students and take them to the next level. So let's give Solomon a round of applause. He's going to be cold calling his list. Solomon, where is your list?
Miami.
In Miami, Florida. So he's going to be calling in the heat and he's going to be making sure that he gets some deals, booking some appointments. And what's nice, he's going to show you the batch dialer so you get access to another form of cold calling. I have to jump off because I got to prepare for my next call. Let's one more time give Solomon a round of applause. Motivate him, light him up. Excellent. And for everybody who is on the call, you can send questions to me on Facebook. Just send it to my messenger and know that any question you send to me, I may do a video response that I post all over the world. So please send me questions that I can create a whole bunch of great content on. Give yourselves a round of applause for showing up tonight and for deciding to be successful. And cheers to your success. I'll see you guys and gals on the next one. Thank you, Solomon. And everybody can see his screen. Excellent.
Do I start?
You are ready to go. Excellent.
Hello, I'm looking for Daniel.
Speaking.
This is Solomon. I know this call is out of the blue, but I was just calling about a property I believe you own on West 17th Street.
No, thank you.
Completely understand that. Thank you for your time. Have a good day.
All right.
Hey, I'm looking for Richard.
No, wrong number.
Oh, I apologize for that. But thank you for your time.
Hello.
Hello, I'm looking for the owner of 8104 Southwest 158.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I can't understand you. Hold on. Give me a second.
Okay.
Who's calling, please?
Hi, my name is Solomon. I'm looking for the owner of 8104 Southwest 158 court.
I am not selling the house, sir.
Completely understand
I am
that.
not selling. I don't have to do no refinancing, no nothing. No. Can you please take me off your calling list?
I completely understand that. Well, let me ask you, do you happen to have any other properties or land you consider selling?
No, sir. No.
Gotcha. Or do you know
This is the
anybody?
only home that I have.
Got you. Well, thank you so much for your time. Have an amazing rest of your day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Hey, I'm looking for Lino. Hello, I'm looking for Charles.
Mailbox is full. To send an SMS note. Not been set up yet.
Hello?
Hello, I'm looking for Carmen.
Who?
I'm looking for Carmen. Hello, I'm looking for Roberto.
¿Con quién?
Hey, this is Solomon. ¿Soy habla inglés?
No sé quién eres.
Pardon?
No te conozco.
Muchas gracias, dale. Hey guys, so I mean, with some of these leads that don't speak English, sometimes what I do is, since I don't speak Spanish, I just note that they only speak Spanish, and if I have someone that calls that speaks Spanish, I'll just connect with the person and we try to figure that out. Hello, I'm looking for the owner of 2982. Hello? Hello, hello, I'm looking for Angela.
Yes, who's calling?
Hi, this is Solomon. I know this call is out of the blue, but I was just calling about a property I believe you own on Northwest 186 Terrace. So with some of these leads, when I call them and they answer, but they don't say they're interested and just hang up, I just put them as contacted and I try to reach them again and see if they're in a better mood. Hey, hello, I'm looking for the owner of 2700 Northwest 19th Avenue.
What?
I'm looking for the owner of 2700 Northwest 19th Avenue.
Yeah, what happened?
Hi, my name is Solomon. I know this call is out of the blue, but I just wanted to see if you would consider an offer on your property there.
No, I know say my property.
Oh, okay, completely understand that. Well, let me ask you, do you happen to have any other properties or land you consider selling?
I don't know.
Is that a yes?
No, I don't know. I know say my house.
Got you, got you. And let me ask you, do you know anybody that will consider selling their property at this time?
I don't know. I'm not living in Miami. I'm living in New York. My son living in my home.
Oh, your son living in your home. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Bye.
Got you. All right. Have a good day.
Voicemail box that has not been set up yet.
Hello, I'm looking for Jermaine.
Speaking of this.
This is Solomon. I know this call is out of the blue, but I was just calling about a property I believe you own on West Avenue.
Okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to see if you would consider an offer on your property there.
Not at this time.
Oh, completely understand that. Should I give you a call back in a month?
No.
Okay. And when you think...
Fantastic. Thank you very much.
Pardon?
Thank you very much.
Gotcha. Have an amazing day. Hello, I'm looking for Anthony.
Who?
I'm looking for Anthony.
Who's this?
This is Solomon. I know this call is out of the blue, but I was just calling about a property I believe you own on Northwest 89 Terrace.
Okay, who's this?
Yeah, my name is Solomon, and I just wanted to see if you would consider an offer on your property there.
What's the offer?
Well, I see the property is about 1,200 square feet. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And what major remodeling have you done to the kitchen and bathroom in the last 5 years?
Everything been remodeled. But what's the offer? You know offer? You can ask some questions.
Well, Anthony, what we do is we like to know what the condition of the property is before we could give you an accurate offer. Is that okay?
Oh no, I ain't selling it.
Got you. Well, thank you. Well, let me ask you: Do you happen to know anybody that will consider selling their property?
No, not right now.
Not right now. Okay. And do you happen to have any other properties, maybe something that need a tasteful remodel that you consider selling? Hey, so I mean, when they ask what's your offer, what do you guys think the way I responded? Do you guys have like a other way you guys respond? I mean, since we're not talking to anybody, we could just conversate and just. Hello, I'm looking for Angelina.
Yes.
This is Solomon. I know this call is out of the blue, but I was just calling about a property I believe you own on Woodland Street.
Yes, I wasn't looking to sell it at this moment.
Oh, okay. Well, you said not at this moment. Should I give you a call back in a month?
A month would be good.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, Angelina. Well, let me ask you, we're looking for something that we could do a tasteful remodel in. Have you done any major remodeling to the kitchen and bathroom in the last 5 years?
No.
Oh, nice.
No.
Okay, and how old is the roof?
I'm not sure. It's old.
Okay.
I couldn't really tell you. I'm a little out of it. I just had a ordeal today, so it's not new. So yeah.
Got you.
At least 10 years.
All right. All right. And what kind of AC do you have? Is it window AC or central AC?
It's window.
Got you. Okay. And have there been any updating done to the electric panel, the plumbing, or the wiring?
I'm sorry?
Have you done any updating to the electric panel, the plumbing, or the wiring of the house since you got it?
No, I don't believe so. It may have been, but I don't believe so.
Got you. And does it have a pool?
No.
No pool? All right. And let me ask you, have you done like any addition to the house or any like subtraction to the house in any way?
No, I haven't did anything.
Got you. Got you. And is it like a rental or it's unoccupied at this time?
No, it's unoccupied.
It's vacant?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It should be.
How long has it been vacant?
I couldn't even tell you.
Oh.
I mean, people have been there back and forth over the years, but no one said is no one in there.
Got you. When you say people,
or it shouldn't be.
Okay. When you say people have been in there, you mean like family members or you've been renting it out?
Right.
Okay.
Family members a long time ago, well, 10, 15 years ago.
Got you. Okay. And you sound like you're not in state. Are you in Florida or in Miami?
Yes.
Okay. So you live close by. You live close by the place.
Yes, not far.
Not far. All right. And got you. So I know you say you're not ready to sell at this moment. Probably in a month. Let me ask you, what is, apart from getting a good price for the property, why are you looking to sell it?
I really wasn't. I wasn't interested in selling it. I wanted to hold on to it. It's not something that I was really looking to do.
Okay. Got you. And you say you want to hold on to it. Why are you looking to hold on to it if it's vacant for a really long time?
Because it's mine and it holds sentimental value to me.
Got you. Okay. It holds sentimental value to you. Did you like grow up in there, or what happened with it? What's going on with it?
Yes.
Okay. You grew up in there?
Yes.
Nice. I bet. If me also, it's gonna hold sentimental value to me too. But let me ask you, was it like a inheritance or you bought it like?
Yes, it was.
It was? Okay. All right. And how long ago did you inherited the property?
A long time ago, maybe 97 or 98, somewhere around there.
Got you. Okay. Well, my name is Solomon, and if you could please save my number as Solomon Home Buyer. So when I give you a call back in a month, you will know it's me and you won't think it's like a telemarketer disturbing you. Okay?
Right. Okay, will do.
All right.
Solomon. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Angelina, and have an amazing rest of your day.
No problem, and you as well.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Hey, what do you guys think? How can I do better with that? Or Hello? Anybody?
Oh,
Hello, I'm looking for Andrea.
who?
This is Solomon. I know this call is out of the blue, but I was just calling about a property I believe you own on Northwest 2nd Avenue.
Northwest Second Avenue? No.
Yes,
Thank you.
5931 Northwest 2nd Avenue.
No, you have the wrong person.
Oh, I apologize for that. Well, have an amazing day.
You too. Take it. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
It's not been set up yet.
Hello, I'm looking for Teresa. Hello, I'm looking for Manuel.
Hola.
Hola, ¿cómo está?
¿Con quién hablo?
I'm looking for Manuel. ¿Soy hablar inglés?
Español.
Mi español poquito. Muchas gracias, ¿ok? Dale.
Okay.
Hello, I'm looking for Lorenzo. Hello, I'm looking for Lorenzo. Hello, I'm looking for Joel.
Hello?
Hello, I'm looking for Joel. Hello, I'm looking for the owner of one. Hello, I'm looking for Francisco.
Speaking.
This is Solomon. I know this call is out of the blue, but I was just calling about a property I believe you own on Bay Road 319.
What is it that you're calling about? I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was calling about your property on Bay Road 1665, Bay Road 319, Miami Beach.
What is it that you need to know?
Yeah, I just wanted to see if you would consider an offer on your property there.
Not at this time, sir.
Okay, do you mind if I follow up with you in like a month?
No, I'm not. I have no intention of selling that property at this time.
Got you. Well, let me ask you, do you happen to have any other properties or land, maybe something that need a tasteful remodel you consider selling?
No, not at this time, sir.
Got you. And do you know anybody that will consider selling their property at this time?
Not that I know of.
Got you. Okay, well, is it okay if I just follow up with you in a couple months?
You can call me back, but if I know, I will most likely will help you. But at this time, I just don't have no idea.
Got you. Well, that's totally okay. I'll just follow back with you in a couple months and see how things, if anything has changed, okay?
All right, take care.
Yeah, have an amazing day. Bye.
Bye-bye. You too.
Hey, I'm looking for Pedro.
Yeah, it's not Pedro.
Pardon? Hello? Hello, I'm looking for the owner of 533 South Biscayne River Drive.
Uh-huh.
I'm looking for the owner of 533 South Biscayne River Drive.
What do you need?
My name is Solomon. I know this call is out of the blue, but I just wanted to see if you would consider an offer on your property there.
No.
Gotcha.
No, it's not for sale. It's not for sale.
Okay. Well, let me ask you, do you happen to have any other properties or land you consider selling?
I got 10 property, but it's not for sale.
Got
That's
you.
my retirement, papi.
Oh, okay, that's amazing. That's
Thank you.
amazing. Well, do you know anybody
Thank
that
you.
will consider selling their properties at this time?
No, 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 papi. Thank you.
Got you. Have
Thank
an
you.
amazing rest of the day. Hello, I'm looking for Alex.
Please leave a message.
Hello, I'm looking for Barbara.
685. Can't take your call now.
Hello, I'm looking for the owner of 22105 Southwest 113th Place.
Yes, how can I help you?
My name is Solomon. I know this call is out of the blue, but I just wanted to see if you would consider an offer.
I don't want to sell.
Completely understand.
No,
that.
I don't want to sell my house.
Okay, well, I completely understand
All right.
that. Well, let me ask you before you go, do you happen to have any other properties or land you consider selling?
No, not right now.
Okay, do you mind if I follow up with you in a couple months?
Huh?
Do you mind if I follow up with you in a couple months?
Well, I'm not gonna. I only have one property, and I'm not interested in selling.
Got you. I want to ask you, do you know anybody that will consider selling their property at this time?
Hello.
Hey, I'm looking for Matthew.
You have the wrong number.
I apologize for that. Have a good day.
Mm-hmm. You too.
Hey, Solomon, I had to step away for a few minutes here at the beginning. What dialer is this that you're using?
Touch dialer.
Hello.
Hello, I'm looking for Evelyn.
Sorry, man. Número equivocado.
Hello.
No, número equivocado.
¿Soy habla inglés?
No, español.
Ah, muchas gracias. Dale.
Okay. Bye. Hello.
Hey, I'm looking for Ronaldo.
With who?
I'm looking for Ronaldo.
Nah, wrong number.
I apologize for that. Have a good day.
All right. Thank you.
Hello, I'm looking for Francisco.
Hello? Hello?
Hello, I'm looking for Francisco.
Chicos, I no speak English. ¿Cuántos años hace que ustedes no hablan con Francisco? Porque hace 5 años que yo tengo este número.
No habla español.
Cojones, Francisco nunca la.
Muchas gracias. Dale. Hello, I'm looking for Francis.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Solomon. I know this call is out of the blue, but I was just calling about a property I believe you own on Northeast 41st Terrace.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to see if you would consider an offer on your property there.
Well, how much do you offer?
Well, I see the property is about 1,200 square feet. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, and what major remodeling have you done to the kitchen and bathroom in the last 5 years?
None.
None? Got you. How old is the roof?
I don't know.
Okay. And the AC, is it central or window AC?
It's central.
Central AC, nice, nice. And let me ask you, Francis, have you done any major updating to the electric panel, the plumbing, or the wiring?
No.
No, okay. And does the house have a pool?
No.
Got you. And is there like any addition or deduction done to the house?
No.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this. Is it an owner occupied or it's a rental at this time?
No, I live there.
Oh, you live in there?
Yeah.
Got you. And if when we buy the house, do you have like a place to move to, or what are you gonna do?
Well, how much are you going to offer me?
Well, like I said, I have to know the condition of the property for me to be able to give you an accurate offer for the property. So do you have a place to move to, or would you just what would you gonna do after you sell the house?
No, man, I'm kidding. I don't sell the house. I get a lot of people that call me, and I usually tell them $1 million.
Got you. Okay. Well, I see. Well, let me ask you. We're looking for something that we could do some tasteful remodeling. Do you happen to have any properties like that?
All right. When I find out, I'll call you and let you know. Okay.
Got you. Well, thank you so much for your time. Have an amazing day. Bye-bye.
You got it. Bye.
Hello, I'm looking for the owner of 701 South Lot East Drive.
Excuse me?
I'm looking for Leilani. Is this Leilani?
No, this is a wrong number.
Oh, I apologize for that. Well, thank you so much for your time. Have a good rest of your day.
Hello, Kenny.
Hello, I'm looking for the owner of 650 West 15th Street.
Yes, I'm the owner.
Oh, okay. My name is Solomon, and I know this call is out of the blue, but I just wanted to see if you will consider an offer on your property there.
I don't sell my house, sir.
Got you. Well, let me ask you, do you happen to have any other properties or land you consider selling?
No, not for here.
Okay. And do you know anybody that will consider selling their property at this time? Hello, I'm looking for the owner of one. Hello, I'm looking for Linda.
Who is this?
This is Solomon. I know this call is out of the blue, but I was just calling about a property I believe you own on Southwest 162 Avenue.
Yeah, that's my property and it's not for sale.
Oh, completely understand that. Well, let me ask you, do you happen to have any other properties or land that you consider selling?
No, I do not.
Okay, do you know anybody that will consider selling their property at this time?
No, I don't.
Got you. Well, thank you so much for your time. Have an amazing rest of your day.
All right, you too. Bye-bye.
Hey, I'm looking for Harvey.
He's not available.
Oh, okay. Do you know what time he's going to be available?
No, I do not.
Do you mind giving him a message for me?
Yes.
Okay. My name is Solomon, and I was just calling about a property I believe he owns on 2390 Northwest 78th Street.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I just wanted to see if he would consider an offer on his property there.
He said he wasn't interested in selling it.
Oh, got you. Okay. Well, can you just give him my message, and in case he changes his mind, you never know.
Okay.
Thank you so
All
much
right.
for your time. Have an amazing day.
Mm.
Hello, I'm looking for William.
¿Aló?
Hello, I'm looking for William.
¿Quién habla?
¿Soy hablar inglés?
No, está equivocado.
Muchas gracias. Dale. Hello, I'm looking for the owner of 2790 Northwest 95th Street.
Excuse me?
I'm looking for the owner of 2790 Northwest 95th Street.
What is it?
Yeah, my name is Solomon. I know this call is out of the blue, but I just wanted to see if you would consider an offer on your property there. Hey, I'm looking for Manuel. Hello, I'm looking for Charles.
Thank you for your.
Hey, I'm looking for Patricia.
What?
Hello, I'm looking for Patricia.
Patricia.
Pardon?
I'll call this number back, nigga.
Hey, I'm looking for Danny. This is Solomon. I know this call is out of the blue, but I was just calling about a property I believe you own on Southwest 267th Street.
Voicemail box that has not been set up yet.
Hey, I'm looking for Gregory.
Just a second. Gregory. 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 Oh, I don't think it's on. Do you have his number? You recall his phone number. He was here, but I think he may have gone out.
Pardon?
Call his phone number.
Do you by any chance have his number for me to call him directly?
Who?
Gregory.
I'm saying, who's calling?
Oh, my name is Solomon, and is he available?
I'm not getting you.
My name is Solomon.
Yes.
Yeah, and I was just calling about Gregory property on Opelika Boulevard. Is he available?
Didn't bring anything with that at this time.
Say that again.
You're not interested in doing anything at this time.
Got you. Do you mind if I follow up with you in a couple months?
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Okay. All right. And let me ask you, we're looking to buy something that needs some tasteful remodel. Have you guys done any major remodeling to the kitchen and bathroom?
Thank you very much.
Hey, I'm looking for Santos. Hello, I'm looking for the owner of 621 East 32nd Street.
For what purpose?
My name is Solomon, and I know this call is out of the blue, but I just wanted to see if you would consider an offer on your property there. Hey, so sometimes when I say the address, sometimes I don't know how to pronounce their name because it's kind of hard. So I just say the address and just go in with that because I don't want to pronounce the name wrong and start off on the wrong foot.
Hey,
Hello? Hello? Hey, I'm looking for Lazaro.
Just speaking.
Hey, this is Solomon. I know this call is out of the blue, but I was just calling about a property I believe you own on North Bayshore Drive, 905.
What happened with that?
Yeah, I just wanted to see if you would consider an offer on your property there.
No.
Hello?
There's no for sale, son.
Oh, okay, I completely understand that. Well, let me ask you, do you happen to have any other properties or land you consider selling?
No, I don't.
Gotcha. Or do you know anybody that will consider selling their property at this time?
Nope, not really.
Gotcha. Well, thank you so much for your time and have an amazing rest of the day.
You're welcome, sir.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey, I'm looking for Carmen. Hello, I'm looking for Edison.
Hello. Speaking.
This is Solomon. I know this call is out of the blue, but I was just calling about a property I believe you own on West 59th Place.
What about it?
I just wanted to see if you would consider an offer on your property there.
No. I'm not selling.
Oh, completely.
I'm buying too.
Oh, you buying?
Yes.
Okay. What are you looking to buy at this time?
No, I'm busy right now with a client right now. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Have a good day. Hey, I'm looking for the owner of 900 Sarah Avenue. Hello. Hello. I'm looking for the owner of 2396 Northwest 34th Street.
Yes, this is she.
My name is
31st Street.
Pardon?
31 Street.
Yes, 31 Street. My name is Solomon,
Yes.
and I know this call is out of the blue, but I just wanted to see if you would consider an offer on your property there.
Oh, I don't know right now. You could call me back tomorrow because now I'm cooking dinner and I'm very with the kids and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
So if you could call me back tomorrow, I can help you and we can talk about that, okay?
And what is a good number to reach you at?
This one. This is the only number.
305-926-9636?
Yes, that's correct.
Gotcha. And what time is a good time to call you on?
Like around 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock in the evening?
Yes. Ay, Dios mío. Yes.
Gotcha. My name is Solomon, and I'll give you a call tomorrow, okay?
All right. Thank you.
Have a
Bye-bye.
good day. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye.
Hey, I'm looking for Roddy.
Who's this?
This is Solomon. I know this call is out of the blue, but I was just calling about a property I believe you own on Northwest 7th Avenue.
Okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to see if you would consider an offer on your property there.
How much is the offer?
Well, I see the property is about 1,200 square feet. Is that correct? 1,500?
No, the property is 15,000 square feet.
15,000 square feet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and what major remodeling have you done to the kitchen and bathroom in the last 5 years?
What address you have?
The address I have is 7029 Northwest 7th Avenue, Miami, Florida.
Oh, no, man, that's a lot. It's a commercial property.
That's a commercial building?
Mm-hmm.
Got you. Would you be interested in selling that?
No. Dude, give me an offer. If the offer works, I'll sell. But if the offer doesn't work, I don't sell.
Got you. Well, let me ask you, do you happen to have any properties, maybe something that need a tasteful remodel that you consider selling at this time?
No, nothing like that.
Pardon?
Nothing like that.
Nothing like that? Okay. And so for this commercial building, tell me more about it.
Well, you're catching me up in a bad moment because, like, you yourself, you don't know about the property. So, in that case, I don't know. Do your search better.
Well,
and
so
yeah, you want to make me an offer, call me back with an offer.
well, so we like to ask homeowners about the properties because sometimes the internet is wrong, and the internet gives us some wrong information. So we just like to confirm with the homeowners just to be accurate with what we're doing. Is that okay?
What are you exactly? You're a broker. You're what exactly? You're
I'm
real estate guy. What is it?
Yeah, so I'm just a local home buyer. I'm just looking for properties that I could invest in, that I could do some tasteful remodel in. Do you have something like that?
I'll give you a call tomorrow.
What time is a good time to call you? I don't hear from you.
10 o'clock, 10:30.
10 o'clock in the morning?
Yep.
Okay, and what is a good number to reach you?
The number you're calling me right now.
This 786-266-2954?
Mm-hmm.
Got you. And before I give you a call tomorrow, do you actually happen to have any properties that like need tasteful remodel that we could buy from you?
So I said, give me a call tomorrow.
Got you. All right. Well, my name is Solomon, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Okay, Rodney?
Okay, Mr. Solomon.
All right. Have an amazing day.
Amazing night. All right, bro.
You too. Hey, I'm looking for Alvaro.
No, there are no numbers.
Oh, I apologize for that. Have a good night.
Yes.
Hello, I'm looking for a line.
He's not there.
He's not in?
No, who's this?
My name is Solomon. Do you know what time he's going to be available?
Call 786.
Pardon?
Yeah. You call from who? From where?
Wait, say that again?
You call from where?
Oh, my name is Solomon, and I'm calling from Miami. I'm just calling about a property I believe he owned on Northwest 133rd Street.
A property for sale?
I just wanted to see if he would consider an offer on the property there.
Oh, yeah. How much you offer?
Well, I don't know what to offer yet until I talk to him about the condition of the property. Do you have a minute to talk about that?
Okay. Yeah, call 786.
786?
443.
443?
0845.
0845. And when do you think is a good time for me to call him?
Anytime.
Anytime?
Yeah.
Got you. Well, I mean, thank you so much for your time. Okay, have an amazing rest of your day.
All right.
Bye-bye. I think this is it. Hey, I think this is it, guys. Anybody have any questions? Anybody want to say something?
Yeah, no, great job. I appreciate you stepping up. So anybody else on the call have questions? I mean, this really is a great opportunity to watch somebody working through the skills. I liked how you, with some of the calls in particular, asked if they had other properties that they'd be interested in selling. And scheduling the callbacks. I wasn't watching the screen closely, but is there somewhere in the call in the batch dialer to schedule the callback, or is that something that you schedule on your own afterwards?
Yeah, you could do it in batch dialer. So can you see my screen?
Yep, I see it.
So I mean, you could go right here to calendar, and you just you see follow up, tasks, appointments. So you could do it right here. But I like doing it because I like taking notes, and in my notes I have like this. So I use something like this to like take notes. If you guys can see it. So in my notes it has like callback and when. So I mostly go through this with this paper that I use. But you could definitely use batch dialer.
Hey, nothing wrong with paper. That works. That's a lot easier to get to too. So nice job.
Thank you. Thank you. So, I mean, I think this is it, guys. This is the end of the call. So, I mean,
yeah, it looks like there is one question in the chat. If you want to pull that up.
Yeah, I'm answering that right now. I could send it to you. What's your email address? I could email it to you.